Hello, my Windows friends. Let's get you all set up and ready to work on this class and build those 10 applications. And I have good news for you. Until very recently, using Python on Windows has been actually fairly painful to get it set up and everything configured right. But with Python 3.5, the installer and the setup process is way better. So let's get to it. To get started, you're going to need two resources on Windows. You're going to need to install Python 3, which you can get at python.org, and you're going to need to install PyCharm at jetbrains.com/PyCharm. Let's go over to Windows 10. Here's a brand new, completely fresh install of Windows 10 I just got from Microsoft, and I've opened up the various web pages we're going to be working with. First thing we have to do is install Python, and as I told you, there is no Python on Windows. So if I open this up and I type Python, there is no Python. So we have to download Python, and we want 3.5.1 or whatever the latest version of 3 is. And I've already actually downloaded it, so I won't click here, but you just click that. That's super easy. The other thing we need to download is PyCharm. So here's PyCharm. It actually comes in two editions, the Professional Edition or the Community Edition. You can pick either for this class. The Community Edition is totally fine. The things you'll be missing are you'll basically be missing out on web development and database management features from the Professional Edition, and the Community for straight pure Python has the same features as Professional. If for some reason you don't want to use PyCharm, you want something more lightweight, you can use Atom at atom.io. Atom is from GitHub. It's pretty cool. I really like this editor. You can see there's a little video here. I recommend you watch it. It's pretty hilarious. Sublime Text, it's also a super popular lightweight editor. And I told you about Visual Studio. So you can get Visual Studio Community Edition. This is now a free, full-fledged version of Visual Studio. And you can get Python tools for Visual Studio. Plug those together and you're doing pretty good. But we're going to be using PyCharm in the class, so that's what I'll set up here. Let's start by installing Python. So I've got it downloaded, and I'm going to run it. Now, it has a couple of options in the installer. Let's say if you're going to try to just type Python from the command line or other tools like pip for installing packages, you probably want to add this to your path. And let's customize the installation just to see what we get. We get documentation, pip, which manages packages. We'll talk about that in our apps. And we have the test suite, and PyLauncher is really nice. And we don't need to install it for all the users. Let's go ahead and precompile the standard library. That'll give us a little better perf. I really don't like this big, long folder here. So this app data folder is hidden in Windows, so it's kind of hard to discover where these are. So I'm just going to put a Python folder directly in my user profile, and then in case you want to have a 64-bit, a 32-bit version of Python, or maybe different types, 2.7, 3.5, you probably want to leave this specifier here. That seems like a good setup. Let's go. All right, Python was set up successfully. Let's close this and let's just find out. If I type Python -- version, we should see 3.5.1 and survey says success. Okay, Python's working. Last thing to set up is just PyCharm. So the installer is just a standard Windows installer. Just sort of yes your way through. It's up to you whether you associate py files with it. Typically don't do that, but it's your call. Okay, so it looks like we successfully installed PyCharm. That was easy. Let's go ahead and run it. Brand new, nothing to import. Now, normally I would log in with my JetBrains account, but for this purpose, I'll just evaluate it. Say, okay, that's great. The first time you launch PyCharm, it asks you what theme and keyboard scheme you want to use. Because this is Windows, I'll say Visual Studio keyboard theme, and I like my code dark. I have the editor's dark and the code text to be light. So I'm going to pick the Dracula theme. You can pick whichever you like. And there you have it. PyCharm is up and ready to roll. This brand new version of Windows 10 is ready to build our 10 apps. So without further ado, let's move on.